danta for me at na ko ka for showing was very very successful ni na tajibe pentam la tari ko kono artist o mi yalan ka for ko yebe gambe jang as debut album comme amen be Molze'S la AGB ay crowd min pool mo nena mo soto bring a kiss looking nata ngoje so Djobz will take us through all those things and fanan me diam ku jamal lang de keri industry ngo but naman ku kala don bawo ada nin ciosannom ka nyin ka don bawo wolu ñu flo so le kanana isi to fo mo le 40 mundo ani be samate mundo le ngata kuma
ni mbara baake mo ngi kontok baake yeng invite pour ngana jang be jibe lal be tentula be jela e Gambia music dunkewol mel bebe music murado kono fansol mobe dawdan ni ngani Gam Talents TV because jamu reality wa degi yala jankay nin nata ja kam da ko natang ya fulal jangole to nzamuru fana nak nganna dalen konton nak gaay ko Jackie be sirin janne nak be kontadik na Gam Talents TV dalen ngana muru nak ngadalin la keba kontok me mu ledi Djobz ti be sirin su ko nak commander in chief ngamul be kontok mo Djobz obviously ngamira slanka fani muruta kumo kan bari mobe alonne aro ko na telon jumati ngamira sanji tang anin konon to ngawoke jele 19 years say minadu nana sanji monja kono ndum aro ni ngawole long kabiri nga dati 204 sango kono ngamira that was 1 year bring graduate no study in 2003 nganna kalan rafake kata Gambia college na HTC program o ke anim fanan kata ka management karang anim public administration nata karam faraman sade ke woleto nga wole fanan long nga degree sotondi wole fananto wo management iya fananto warona ta sotoje mo ning artist follow fana me do ko ke ST wo mantara nukundi ay sanji tan ni lulu sila nga do ko ke wol kono fana nyancho nga baro men kai ani nga londinya men kai nga tando fana men kai aro kono ani artist Jamal men ko Miss Jobis wolu Jollof Arts nga artist wol men manager Sambu Suso nyolu Mad Snake nyol Dave Ndaw nyolu Finda nyol Asli Cham nyol you know you name it anim fana nga duko katawol menken nin chon seka wol tumando nin ko benyul be fola jang na national you know engagements and na contractual outside nze mejang abari na consultancy business of fana ko ngamira nga dula belema sign tem fana mingena warta ko quality même cutting club lañu opening men kana be consultant ko mel be do ko fana kekan pour kaji ay successful and so many other big consultancy services ngamel he for see music movement project ko men ngalon de fana ko mayata bake pour nga banki as CEO and co-founder inshallah menna musu ngana konto nak nene bojan sankaran ko melon ka tele na chial editor din co-founder so you know Djobz brikama bole fana matide bota wala
kumba ata bake la baraka bake naman dun ka charging kono dron bawo komi ka fanyam di bades manager slang buso do nga sabarta ko itlang bades manager sang fo dun hansa fa nambe ni dum tal ka he is still the goat of the management industry I mean na la music wala
bo do galan je ka chaka diele dak bari mamira nyo sababen de la carola adiso la carola nyo sabal ka sote jele bari de la carola ko alayo makamo din telal the biggest and the leading artist manager ngamira mobile sonda woto foni me Michael Jackson la anti anxiety sedative minde in America then you can think ko
buso fana jo ka fana nem harta mobile
wol dol mu dindi wulati mel yalon ko ndesan man kam fe kama brio fode mo yalon ko mi ngamen fo biri nata ja last time to yalo legi nin dindi ngota fo makamata fanna dola katale fa fil ko na fa mu flang le tanota na tije ngaw fana bejele ngata bar to jaw mente be sabatirinde
Okumara.
So Jelam.
Great. I mean, content bag to actually receive you here. Nge kumani much time actually show up.
Sure,
I remain humble, you know. So ngadung kuanyong kono. To start with, I mean, modla ben konjira alias Molze'S. I album launch I mean Saturday. Kita kuti mi alang kafa ko nyon taw long. Album mo 15 tracks. Mi alang kafa ko at the other back I listened to the entire album, you know. Ibukalam fong song jumala bata song do, you know. But it was great. Nata ngaja ko crowd ning mol finta to support the kid. I mean, what is your overall analysis of the event and what do you think triggered to the success of that event as a whole?
Nice one more, good vibe. I like the fact that we are having this post-event discussion regarding Molze'S event. This is something that I do on the baddest domain, you know, and then it so happened we took a break and we want the show to come here. So this is an exclusive analysis regarding the event.
Absolutely.
Now let's look into the pre-event anticipation moments and preparations, right? Molze'S is one person that has humility.
Absolutely.
And then you heard Andy Spike said that at the event.
Yes.
He said Molze'S is the most humble. Molze'S had involved everybody in this event more. He has reached out to all stakeholders in the industry, minor and bigger artists. He did not lower gaze at anybody. You know, he respects our existence as experts in the sector, and he included everybody. At his album listening party, we were all there. I got my invitation, I went there. And by extension, we've in fact seen it. 7 months or 8 months before the event, he has gone on hood-to-hood tour. Right, to mobilize fans, to structure fan bases at places where he has no fan base. So all these things are determinants of the success of the event. One thing that is solid more, you know, every artist have what I call non-competitive nobility.
Okay.
Now, if you look at these artists, they all have their distinctions in terms of their non-competitive nobility.
Absolutely.
If you talk about ST, I would tell you he is the master of double entanglement and middle eight theory, which is a rap style. If you tell me Attack, I will tell you he is the master of lyrical juxtaposition.
Yeah, he's good at that.
You tell me about Antu, I will tell you he has mastered his artistic prowess, right? And then you tell me about Mike C, I tell you he's the master of rap storytelling. So you'll be Yadele Fatata Dameng. You tell me about Nyoncho Mbafoleko, he's the only complete artist, the dancer, the choreographer, you know, the singer and the rapper, Adam Male Osoto. So Ibajala ko matala non-competitive.
Is that what triggered the Murwadana?
The Murwadana comes from there, because when I came as his manager, I think at a 4 qualities less of the artist more so. So I rebranded him based on those realities. Now, that is the non-competitive nobility. Well, and everybody said he's the greatest stage performer, because I owe men no Nindol Mono. So Ibe Fatata Fenela.
Okay.
You understand? So most like humility. They said humility is never hated.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have found Gina men I kuluo men soto. Alo from Majira I kuluo men betili mola where sabule. The only infana success adikita wakande. Because more jama all of them. Most day ndema alon bakede but I hormone bunya men sotanye. Molze hana be konto na fa kungo be jimiri. Molze anyanta harama dingol to bakede. I mobile bunya. So fanamu good determinant factority may asabu ala so successful.
So successful. Exactly. Nina rajibe nyim fota nyimu kulat mi yalan kafa ko that has to do with ala adamadiya. Sure. Bawo nina rajibe it got nothing to do with probably kafa ko professionalism kula wala kuda wala some expertise mi yalan kafa ko I whole time. Fine. I mean going hood to hood of course really count a lot. Yeah. The road show was also pop.
Yes.
I was there streaming it, you know.
Yes.
It went wild, you know.
So,
small fint and he's loved by all and sundry.
Very, very well.
Exactly.
Very well.
So what are some of the key takeaways that future event planners will actually take from Molze'S Learning album launch?
That is it. We've seen this setup and the professionalism that manifested. You look at Molze'S team, honestly, they are all young, and then people that understand the music business, and even the consultants that they've been working with, because teamwork le fanamu. Ibajala kobi ngaojele kabiri Molze'S rehearsal watu kabira la promotion kabira be fan club all dada kanga be mobilization la ngaobejela manifesta ngala radio time all TV time all fana bejela kanana for event toto ite ajele ya organize nyame Molze'S nde even bring ala osasolje nko wow, you know, we've never seen such osas, right? We've never seen such osas, right? At any event, you know. So ngajele how beautiful they were, you know. Program in kono Benjamin Hall, you know. Yalone more be serve osasol baby friendly ring more baby descending sitting arrangement only ajele ya Kenya men, you know, VIP area ni ya decorate nyameng stage ofana ya be decorate nyameng. Ani African swag corners wa digi ala senebu ye doko menke. Wow. Molze'S outfit wala even Andy. So you will be jele doko lo melaranko asene atale ngajele fana technically, you know, sound system o lota je nyame. Kulo melaranko nyabo talong. I think even organizers will be nyanta karan na nyino to prune program also to fana isa lande wonya be pare time management. Ya jele program start nyame with the playbacks fat atenata on live band. So iman time waste. they were very conscious of the fact that most la event long nyinti hani live bano kang aman chokop because imang artist will not unnecessarily in bano man perform ye not to improvise. No, everything was professionally done. And ngajele fana molds I have found comport naming even though ngalo neko improvement jama be sotla regarding a live band performance because it's the first time. So here and there lapses will buy like regarding a performance because natural anxiety the father you saw that in his look didn't along me along for the first time crowd so ikajele ko sumia demanding bala quarter then that's not natural artist or quarter now be observed but ngalon ko over time he will be able to perform better on live band and if an kafan comport better
exactly great kumata bakele I mean as a veteran in the industry because say kuma no wala ba itlamul gam music la ñu la baña manager kunda where do you actually foresee Molze'S in years to come?
A good one, higher and higher. Before the event I said that the future that we want to entrust to our young artists, Molze'S is definitely going to be the beholder of that future. So day of the event, which is the Benjamin event, that's the day we'll give him the lead mantle. To tell him, look, just like an already assault John Connor, we are telling you in capital medicine that the future is right here and you are not going to mess with it. Now, we've seen that. We've seen that at Benjamin. That Molze'S prime time, that is where everything started. Now the future has come, we've given it to him because I had doku lefana ngajel ahead of the event I doku membeke. So new future nata being adiala. Woto nyato memina nak abe wara la baba kele. Bi Molze'S la career de jamin kabo janna wala nyintiko abe kala career de menon ko abe tambila Gambia lele. Ndunta be la fila ngakala mol kono menon ko mba support la woto kaje ko abe bola Gambia janna ay ta banta ay awotsol nati Gambia bawo Gambia fana batata le sawosang artisol ben sambala venue kilewol to sawosang nyindoron non mo bukata Senegal fang Cizes wala anywhere in Dakar je fadde Senegal ol kana Gambia ja ikadam fande tabi ikadam te German Express wol nata janne you name them datelo wol kana janne nyin dindingol be ni ajibe wolento la artisol tare la career kono de bi nañu dindi so be jibe bi ni jiwol ni esti wol be start the same time le woto bimbe mum katala kala ka jeko ndo lo artist balu yeta banta ye awotsol natinan Gambia intansa awotsol win ye sol ke Gambia bantala ay fa mbe la fila ka woje just like how the Senegalese and other nationalities have been coming here to fill up our bigger venues.
Great.
Woto bi lafta Molze'S jela woleto not only ka for South Sangata Pentami or South Sangata QCity or South Sangata GCCI ground no Nyantalenga music was samba banta, Gambia banta. I'm not talking about the Gambian minority, Melkata Nasol at Europe, America. No, I am talking about the international populace.
Wow.
Right? A situation where the music yala na abita international anina artist. Mbela fila Molze'S jela wala to ndikita ko abetala wotola inshallah.
Great. I mean, you work with the Nene Foundation at some point or Nene Bojang, something like that. Of course, I think she's of course affiliated with your He for Say music movement.
Big time, the co-founder.
Exactly. One time, y'all took on Molze'S to the IAC or something like that and you perform. I mean, how was that for you as an organization? Of course, somebody who is of course a brand ambassador to that company or corporate body and all that. Yeah.
Very, very nice, Mo. So beautiful. I definitely like it. I feel so good that yes, that trip came for Molze'S and then so many other artists before Molze'S. It was Nyancho, and then we've seen Djobz as well, right? We've seen Molze'S 2 times, going to Norway, and then his last Norway trip, it was very nice because he met with the Norwegian minister, regarding his career and also what the IAC properly stands for, which is the welfare of women. So that is huge. Seeing Molze'S, somebody who is part of the He for Say music movement ambassador circle, being in Norway at a bigger platform for activities, right? Or activism that is centered on women empowerment. That is great. I feel so good and honored, cognizant of the existence of the He for Say music movement. Honestly, that is something we need. I said it here the last time. Your greatness is not only measured by virtue of the millions that you've amassed, but also your human face, how you are able to establish something that will impact the lives of your people, particularly women and children. So for the fact that Molze'S is seen around those lines is something that is commendable.
In fact, he went on to compose a song.
Yeah, in his album.
Naming it Jiggen. I listened to that song. I made some analysis about that song.
Yeah.
On my Facebook post.
Very well. Great.
Now that tell us about the latest developments with regard to the He for Say music movement. do ku jamal lekata no Richard some artist mi yalan ka ko list go fane o champion na ST was there the long in all the nyanchos the list goes on and all that. So take us through some of the latest developments briefly, you know, then we move to the next.
Very nice. You know, you've seen how the pronouncements of artists have been catalogued at He4C Music Movement. We've also started a production, which is the He4C Music Movement talk show, to engage artists so that we would know their perspective, you know, about gender justice.
Wow.
We've started that production with XZ Expression. It is ongoing.
Okay. And
we've had Barahama Cham already, Nyancho, Tanga Chama, AK, Molze'S himself, and so many others. And we are also looking forward to having ST and Djobz. You know, it's a 10-episode talk show, yes, because it's important. It's high time that people stand firm more by women. I told you here the last time, in life you are either a misogynist or a feminist. Who is a misogynist? May God forbid. Somebody who despises women, somebody who hates women, somebody that don't respect women. Be a feminist, somebody who respects women, somebody who loves the welfare of women and also the interests of women, somebody who women. I will ma faham yalong niko feminism itel mogola nang koyko ibekela kufula leti dunia ibekela misogynist leti wala yake feministi misogynist momi yalong kay musol kong ama musol buni ama musol respect abe musol butela abe musol alman tankala wala bari ni kada feministi momi lafta musolula momi musol bunya bawo mbanyol mo musol leti numunyol mo musol leti jumala be musol kon nobody momo musol kon fani ala etora woto ndol be mo feminist leti ha
de yo son feminist
ye asirin bade
mashallah
nde nde mo feminist sirin bade tana tela
feminist president
mo be ji
last time ikonya ko Lady Djobz is the alpha and the omega in the house. Now, when you because of the feminism.
What have you done? Tenako elom.
I will go when you came into Bantal Bonkon.
And the Kaimu came into Bantal today. Not a Carola.
Oh my God.
Not a decide out. Tamaset or Tamaset. Didn't cool at our school in Ake. Ila Denny, a uniform pass Nake. The Bevola Jet. Wow, you're going to make it. Not to go Samba become an Asamba.
Mashallah. Susuani.
Susua. I include out and Catawal.
Mashallah.
I get a terror.
Very more
Malakatrabul. Wow. Betended.
Mashallah. Okumata Bagalenga Catania Domani. How near Jibe industry. Memundalo Commodore Hanikabi. You made mention of it because you are ambassador Domanindo. What is your opinion on the basis of like every time artists going to launching albums every year, going to either Q City, GCI, or I mean here at even Penchami.
Yeah.
I mean, because imera industry nyingo.
Yeah.
And ndalta kami nyawolam every year artist will be album or every year launch.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, you can put a level to. Ebuka crowd ebuka bid no.
Yeah.
Because you can put like akadane, right?
Yes. Very.
So what do you think needs to be done to actually avert those the same trend that happens within our music industry?
Thank you very much. It's just to have honest experts, people that are knowledgeable in music business more.
Yeah.
That is what you call music, and that's what you call music business. You know, artists have to associate themselves with people that know the business. Let them employ people that are capable, right? Employ a manager that is knowledgeable and understands the business. No conscious manager would advise an artist to be launching an album every year. What are you telling me? You know, sa album bondo ndanga feel ko na artist ol nyanta concert ole so mo concert so te fay. Ye to diala. Sa ko concert oke. Ndanga mi ko
having to launch
every year.
But I become so monotonous.
Exactly. It's like from every 3 years or every 4 years.
Yeah.
Or you concert so every year, because one thing for MBJ, name our album will launch it a balula. No to nya for the abe fula. So wala na dole ala world, but still you can have your annual concert because Gambia jam fanang ni artist will buka kodi soto na manke event sold.
Yeah,
investment on mansia
don't pay and all that.
Investment deal today, royalties are not being paid. Yala last time ngafo jan ko ni aje fandol bete kala no millionaires for the longest time is because now only one major income stream na soto na artist ole. Wala mlinta ta Q City. Benjamin warante GCI ground.
Oh.
So ni atara bi investment ol siata, ni atara bi royalties ol kajo, like GRTS coming na song sol men play yenjo. gamtale CV kamen play ni kan jo hani taxi driver ning student ol members loke kan song sol men la moy abe nyanta jolale ya understand but ni obe ka jo problem o na fankota siala woton ko do fanan men nyanta siala nyamata siala so fese lu sang album oke ba wala ba sable ko do sote balu ni mo ke be brok lalde
yeah but ni aji fanan comme e ka jiwele musique fanan be abe sabatri nyaadi because comme ni ko loi amanya nga yindi ko ni ko mo be nyanda ka kapol dum mo be nyanda ka kap kinol dum ndek mo si warano kapo de kunnan right so ni ko ila royalties will based on comme let's say que la salon min play dal e ka jibe la fanan ko Gambia fanan population no be anim fanan artist o jandi yo foto be damin dum how we are they actually doing is to probably those media nin artists nyol wole forani wole level nyindo so at some point more of them giving back so someone told me that artists in fact media houses pay artists to cover their events because of Minekata, it will they got media houses streams also. It will get viewers on the Joel and all that. Well, that's true, but not all events because some of them they are copyrighted.
If you look at the legislative aspect of music business, it doesn't consider local class perspectives about how we do the business. That is from the domestic aspect. Music business to consider back because near GB craft creative product law.
Yeah.
So ila intellect wala ka sabu okadada wo intellect ninga nyanta jolale wala intellectual property nat you understand so ibajala ko itala right so what because yela intellect la use ka song soul dada so momo nyante muna fanna woto ite nyanta na faso la jele right wala rules of engagement so ibajala ko ji nte maslaha la feel ko nyanta kato kala nga gena develop isaje o media household men kana contenta e ka post ila platform ulto is enjoy I've seen so many of my baddest domain contents on YouTube melka kije from melo that is infringement that is criminal. And then we have the Copyright Act of the Gambia. Alam bi ninda nyanda bulala no manu nyesa bakot. Membe jola be siala. So wala nga Africa maslaha people should know the importance of these contests and in fact the crucial nature of music business.
Yeah. I'm not disputing that, but my point is here. Like my point here, sometimes is like you got a lot of fans in the diaspora.
Yeah.
Well, the interest probably artists when you perform, right?
So live streams.
Exactly. So it's true that last of all, you enjoy.
Because in the content le dikete marila. So in fact,
the content dikana, but we are also giving you publicity and visibility.
Although mina parel although beka.
So because minka the nalanka pop. Ndoleng al dial bukan jo ngal interview nga platform dial al bukan hani drink ko fodi mole isn't it na ngapa do alla jande yalan janna dia mo jande nde gantalen CV mala because fa talo so nde mala jambake because na naona jang is na energy drink ko dina anyama sai même param bije maslaha min bije anim badia be kala nyinata ko nalen invite mi nalen asi nga dia la free yalo na bindala nyi siwo jam fa nyanta jolale be content men dika na image rights ni nga nyanta jolale to mando bini ko be pause man chadla wala se kole asi o si jang ngai pause man wuli tang aniko
because be content la dika
but
wala ko ninga cool be structure as a keno alter mina batalale bari fana albe muna fanal because naltol fanan sulatan to la karadola mbal jolale ale nana alla coverage wala nanka jelefo ntol sala service hayanole for instance nata na press conference wala lafta pour ale na ya cover nim press nata yalon ke jole for publication yo but nata ale na event cover nyanta fenne sotla français kame for protocol d'accord in copyright aspects or business
d'accord kula mi
ala ngondela ko gam talent TV nana still an event cover and then after they can put the content up there or ya cover but na content bedi molla after the live stream na ken la channel auto all this auto no but new protocol d'accord man so de kan to la content e ka ga YouTube adiate nyame ibo de la Gambia jam damale to
I think the intellectual copyright law wala mang that maybe people are aware of it whatever
people are aware. I think it's not been enforced. Well, no problem. Like I said, the Copyright Act of the Gambia was enacted in 2004 and then basically is enforceable, but it's not been enforced. Nina nyanta kala bara manke bara kafa manke luati wo kumante lualo. I remember in 2014 somebody on Sobebuli and told somebody serious crime. When we released the Respect Call by ST, you know, that was another story. That was it. And so I think copyright agninyanta consider a little more. Kumayat.
Anyway, I actually oppose it anyway. Regardless.
Can I oppose it?
But anything copyright is very important.
Na next naljanak ninkana interview lambe content di labe jolalde. So
but we are giving the publicity more we can the training
what do you mean? Of course, publicity. And I am here to give out information, to give a content that is relevant to the populace. Not a wala. Put content in the akajole. So Kati, take note of that.
Wala jo for the boisson yang aminda. So
henceforth, na seriously dauda. Ulita nonde. Kati, please will not why my
powers go
anyway.
Orang to nyari ngatente nyato do lately ngaje ko industry be during bakel. You know, it artist man, you know, he was an Afro-Manding artist. In fact, it okay ngai ka to artist si father manager anyway. But lately ngaje of course Attack, Uchee, and of course Hussein. But we gotta start first with Attack and Hussein saga, you know, when Attack accused Hussein of that pampas thingy and all that, excuse my language, you know what I'm saying? You know, Attack, Hussein also composed on where he attack Japasi, Ahmed Walis, you know. In fact, Janem made not properly saying. It Attack law reaction because Jamal ko what Attack did, he should have avoided it, having to beg Wali on the stage. And I feel like Wali is not talented than Attack. Probably but I support means globally, you know. But Jamal ko Attack should have not begged Wali on that stage. It me alan ka fago itlam arula supreme leader ko ga fa nyami. Even though ko busolam the baddest manager ko me ga fa nyami. Around that end.
Ya ko buso dia ko dia. Umundi wala di ya umundi wala di kuda malle ko ko na bari mo fala camera ko Allah ndi wala wati wal do nga fo le ni ko no jangi sendal so man ko rek ni ko pa noun de common noun no ala la fen ko keten no proposal ka sa fetene visibility benefits nga wal ni sa fero ken to le ka jibe na bet so kana wari sa kana attack la photo mo Trouble coming from an individual's perception of an event is unique to that person. Attack yala philosophy lesoto because to one thing fana mutonyati attack ni wali mankile makamoto. That's the fact.
Levels, yeah.
Wali le fengo soto attack wali le connection sotati, wali le more international recognition sotati.
Yeah.
So nimbi wete kumandi stage oka yatanda la ko laftale ye mako ye modol Kenya me yenke wanya. Wamanke kukutati in the Gambia by babu dim pap jufla kolabo malaw. Asota nyadil ngama so Jollof Arts le asamba Dakar and then it happened. Womanke kukutati. You know, ita mina stage o kan nete kudo fala artiso. But ning atake a feel ko nyinde atella makamo si atante hani femoto. Nza fine ole japasi. There is nothing wrong with it. Right? Ndala miraloto. Yo, na okay fana. No, yalam B. Fantol be karikatola kudo la because ya feel ko okay. Wo fambe music business ko okay nyina artiso mandi ambatu ngakubulala ngakumodol fama. But membi je wala nyinde ko ni tela makamo bente nyato. Purunga na ila stage o kan atandi la ko inyanta mako elale. Mamira watana yata. Honestly, bari rap business o min kono nim beef bekere mul ka nyoto nyen kuwel la hani men manjari to nyen la be beef le kono jumalon attacked mo kana nyina janda de jumalon attacked mo men beef le ya sabu aka fa way attack I want Gambians to understand that beef le na aketa attacked
wow
yes ate puruna du nyola right na subliminal spiritual na de na class wala ya sabu aketa attacked he branded himself by virtue of beef. So be wolongo attack ni momo ya ma bifla ibatu la jele ate muru la koma because wala na to ka fa way attack and then wala mala dole tede attack bifla assembled yeah bifla assembled so J obviously wo ma teleti aya fam brand wala nyama nimme na be class la fana be business wala kono ngamira fantol be nyanta wolon na jele fana coming they should have that culture you know of tolerance because music business wala ni wonata ikana kulta personal beef be music ko le you know look at the blending aglo beef la big recently I did religious mania you see the millions that they are amassing on YouTube you've seen the events that they organize because of beef so wo economically aka artists strengthen dile bebare fana industry nyim fana grondi so mamira kudo to ni atara Gambian way understand muno beef
but don't you think it'll let beef we the media houses and other content creators benefit from those beefs than they themselves because what happens is mostly they don't put it in their songs and lyrics
yeah
midala ngasi interview do nganyim for do fanata sia nyim for and mostly probably let's say TikTok account holding ko wala mo la fenkol but like if they have to beef themselves one another yeah blood lyrics holding ko and then
no it's a beef yalong I think the last time I told you this if you look at categorically near conflict GB right in rap business we have what we call subliminal spew it tolka wala for pick wala follow kana you remember I told you here ko nyul fangola I think son from big beso kambari ila problem obemo class ni subliminal spew keta ni artist way indirect I line odila right itele ka jibe ko ye abentel la jangata mala for understand
yeah
you understand so ni I feel ko ke attack la nyin line o abentel la jang ibata la I speak subliminal spewlam I indirect line ole fay ni te yata donc it becomes a class because ni yata be responder like Uchee write up menke about attack bring IST this on Jambar you know Uchee atanda ko how can you eat the goat when you are not strong something like that.
Something like
so attack otale ko line was referring to him you understand so when subliminal spew leti Uchee menke so once attack ota about mutal as class and ni ajibe I otale long time ago but abe sitting akana abe fudu I'm a respond because I'm not I distract no ala before but look at it now Brani STD consultant like he said he has all the time now Prukanana but look at the timing also more look at the timing yajala banadi kan time moment his controversy nearly almost wreck his career I you see yajala attack Bafang rejuvenate Kanyame
and rejuvenate so is just months away a month away
and no atatele 4 I industrial positioners coming moment lot of prakasila rek
because
so many
exactly
controversies I mentioned regular you tournament he's very smart now that I timing in along time mina Uchee will be commanding all these other rappers ngebe ka for killing then nonna concept on landi ba on the attack mu about big long then not stadium look at Molo received nyame at Molze'S event
I was there
when he came he came ko atele mu event yoti you know playback performance I mentioned you see how the crowd
received
it was chanting attack how they received
he's big
that is telling me look at the Gidem so yadil ala stylish nature and ala mastery in juxtaposition of lyrical content yala go for it over and over because one of their favorite rap style found ataka waleke yadil niayo nine content all based on killing aka nati nyame in a stylish fashion there is no way hani atra man suwa kan iba feel
at least if the man so feel you can feel the beat underneath how
exactly.
it flows
yeah beat on in that fire understand ko ndejang you know mbe producer may engage la for them to give me exactly what I need specific producer long and niajibe over the years abe wakanje wala nyama so wo stylish nature ya sabu bi afela e bosso to kote ka afela sabe nyul be nati kam bifling kono pour mol sala even fandi good strategy
it's a good strategy if
there is nothing wrong with yala for jan ko we have toxic beef and productive beef productive beef wala beef to me alanko artist oba use la fanko soto anim fana ayiri wasoto bimbe menjibe ka yajala attack ni membe ka industry bele class again yana ne everything is torn down because at last stand quality he cannot be that peaceful attack as pa ala persona jamfana na glafa gambe no le jammoy we have what we call personality we have what we call persona attack la persona is attack that is his rap name ala personality is Abdullah Gay so the andela concern as an expert is to focus on ala persona which is attack the name artist name talks volume of Jibala attack.
But can I judge that in a real life?
And all that. Attack le GB. What am I personality, bro? Is somebody who is all about beef, who is all about class. What am I tete? I from brand nyama and I beef let KB for another to the level one time. I do am farmer ni artist all the bole chanta all ni mo koto la they not together. One time le ma hitting the other hits on one time.
One time, it's great. You know, but comme ya fanya min gemo nyimbe kandirin
bakade
nga Mike fananje ya fanan finsana you know Mike like he's one of those great rappers
indeed he's a very good rapper honestly
he's a superstar
and then I love that more I think our rappers yalante ko foyne ngoy ko haninte I love the rapper ST than the singer ST ngo foyne and any other artist that is singing even Big Banga the last time I told him plain Kaiko when you release I don't know whether it's Karamugo or something like the teacher you know the last rap song I may release I love it look at how the crunk beats you know was rolling and atela voice obelari nyame in due cognition of the pitch level ajibaka flow nyame I love that
Banga is a star
you listen to ST's Captain bro Your rap verse verse 1, verse 2, bro, it's completely different. You listen to Sunkana, go and listen to those songs. Unlafta STC fale jala. I'm telling you.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a rap fan.
Me too. At almost right birimba interview ko but bro, you wanna gisna na yo nak si rap na kid.
No, that's it. So we need rappers in our sector. Abete kala nyin singinti. Mol minaje be lola be wan kuma kilo be fola sinya tang. De kilo kono.
Kano sembo warta sila.
Yola no baby, yola no bibo repeating na. I want, bro, left telling a cool exactly. But you listen, if you can play this video of ST Sunkana, I'll be very, very happy. Fengo Banta. Here, because I want you to see, you can explain. That song, I will tell you this. That's yes Sunkana jale. Captaino, baddest localo. More these songs, they serve as my best rap songs.
Yeah.
Because it rap song all long. Yeah, attack la yaba. Go and listen to it. FGB.
Yeah.
Yala bom ya jibe bro ya jibe rap line on ka flow nyame bro.
Yeah.
But it's said my general rap song bro. That's how it is. We need rappers in the sector.
My rap ning ST class and mansa gene hama yana ka bena mansa killing hama na ka feel something like that.
Yeah, mansa killing.
Exactly. Yeah. That one was
yeah, ndebeka beef line cost line sol jibe ndeka men jibe rap flow.
Flow ning.
Bita way like my Jeda is not a good rapper. He definitely a good rapper. He fucks. So ndeka wale jibe ala line soul. Aka flow nyame nka wale jibe. Jibu balage ni aja hanisa nka fogale ko. Even attacker style menke just a position of lyrical content. Jilo master, jilo be fama. Jibu balage. Yeah. Jibu. Listen to him.
Jibu is great.
That style, that just a position. Jilo mitol be fama that any by bab. O style nyenda. But attack yata in a stylish way, and I love that. So I want to see more rap songs than in singing songs. So yes, let us see rap songs. You can rap by stating problems of your country.
Yeah, but cousin to come follow come by Jizul. Well,
anyway, no mommy, mommy come follow. Anyway, I take a style but look at this, even in Afrobeat, more. The reason why P Square still remain my best duo, even though they are not together, Paul Okoye remains my best artist in the world, is because he is super talented, good writer, right, good singer. But he can't hani ka sing boy, be verse le fola. Yalo ninka men foy, ibe line so le spit la I see. Can you repeat the wordplay has to come. You understand the metaphors, the hyperbole will be nyanta nala lengi mo intulola, nga convince. And that's why I like Nyancho's Nambentung also. If you listen, Yalata, he's the singer and the rapper. If you listen to Nambentung, it's 3 verses. There, Nyancho spewed so much. Ndaka find in the studio. You articulate, ala diamo. Have your concept and articulate around your concept.
Most singers barely do a 32 bars. Nasi at a 16 number.
Ajilla.
You bring the hook and then
8 bar. You go more from collab. Okay, 8 bar I do.
It's not easy anyway.
Look at see can rap song base affair.
Easy. I know, especially if you got to rap to the society that you live in, you got to connect those dots and all that. So I mean, it because Ngala Uchee also is composing a song, this song directed attack. How do you see this beef? Hussein also is in. You have the LG and Swiss. You had what this guy said when he came on stage. Adama. Swiss.
Yeah, Swiss. Yeah. I had.
Yeah, I can.
But then one thing for Nambiji, more. Okay, LG and Swiss, they are stars, and then they missed the lines when they released Barako with ST, and they couldn't do any concert for that song. Barako was a hit song. That would have brought them back after the team Kunda. Disbanded. So now, yes, LG and Swiss Fanang rap strategy long, growth strategy long. Iminale Sukandeku, Bifning Kai Dunje, Prutal Fanang, Molze'S Makangomoy, which is very nice, right? Yo, attack Sakamunda Kodon will be against me. Atamango refine Nima, but what la bitale.
That's okay.
Exactly. Yo, Uchee Najeleko, personal issues BJ. Because na attack la interview jela also I revelations me beke about Uchee and then Uchee fana bita blame la because ne ajibe ajibe ala man no ham lolu I usually this that became I think the greatest beef song in the Gambia at the time.
Within few months it amounts about 1 point something million.
So be Uchee fana be auto battle be pare yalong Afrobeat member trenka mark you Uchee is a very good rapper and he is very smart and then yala wordplay techniques.
And he can sing as well.
Very well. And then he can sing by virtue of spews. Niajibe ala concept laka articulate he has a lot of things to say. Amanka ka fan repeatedly.
Yeah.
So ne artist oto me anko, ye producer oto memu artist otaka garawle. Anu wala na acidic pruka stop abe koleala because atafana mu artist oto me anko. He started by being a producer to a singer.
Yeah.
So Uchee Fanan the same thing long, he will respond to attack. And ala beef song will be garawle because this is one producer who is one of the finest producers in the country.
Great. One more thing. But I want to talk about, I mean, this guy you just mentioned, Acidic. He's one of the hottest artists in the moment.
So, good vibe.
I'm not saying he's the biggest, but I'm saying he's the hottest because there's difference between being hot and, of course, being big. Exactly. Because ningo fa jandrong mungkara finti moleng atagi.
No yalan jang mo. Okay, ndena nsita any platform to ngato nyala fare. Nkamen follow wala nyindiko artist wol mo dental artist dental le la prime to. Donc artist wala prime aka fade le. Para la consistency buka fade. B Acidic bala prime leto. Molze'S yala prime tare. You know, from Saturday, right? Mike C bala prime leto. Antu bala prime leto. Fala prime be fade la in the shortest time. Allahu alam. Ala le wolombari baby la prime leto. Now ST, Jizzle, Attack, Nyanchonyo, you name them. Ibela consistency period leto.
Wow.
Not their prime. ST la prime was in 2014 when we released Alindomo.
Wow, that song was a hit.
Yeah. So, ika so wala iso ndurmanda la prime to be in Senegal. Abala consistency leto. Jumala bala prime to exponentially is Wally Seck. That low. Me yagise. So, fonse accept. Now, nita be la consistency kono. Il left la consistency ni exponentiality soto. Inin dinno men be jaman. Inin dinno men gal manke jamana kelindi albe collabo lekela. Yema just like Vivian Dur is doing. Right? Ibajala bastun tajana ya humaldi. Ay nana dinno level to. So you see these collabos puru isa jetela consistency ning aseme ila greatness fana asetara jaseme but remember la prime to fana abala prime tole so nyin jamano dindingol yepa ibu soto right yesuga soto ibebe la prime leto yeah fonte so wala that's the fact
fumamara enim foteng wala na old school artist jamal batandi
yeah
the bro case the T-Smalls the list goes on because minekata bidding it will be like that collab.
That's the point. What music business or not? Okay, today ST is the most consistent. What made him the most consistent, right? Is because of strategic management. Wow. Yeah. Yes. I am from Brikama, but then there were other artists from Brikama before ST. Wow. Right? Rebel and Didikola before his career at some point got faded when he traveled. Jaliba Kuyate. But they've never been mentioned in Brikama like ST did. So that is the non-competitive nobility of the Brikama boy because B, we are more represent for Tata Yaje Konyi Muntol Tarati, West Coast Lawata Gambia bait. Obviously near Ote Minale. Hani BBB Neso GCCI. Yamuru din ankote the following week, Jebe Fallen. Because Brikama Yaje Ko, Nimuntella Mino Prophet. So that is what we call Vigo dimension in music business. A strategy obviously that we applied when we were working with him. You know, because obviously, give ideas, put in place structures, members, sablo, artiso, hani namanda job la fang, osembo ni metala jela, nga Brikama replay, that's the fact of the matter. And then, you know, it serves as our strength today. So, Momo Bela Prime Tonak, you have to get managers, they understand the business so that they can put these structures in place for you. Puru is a exponentiality sort of in music business. Otherwise, over time, it may fade. Just like we've seen other artists, how they faded.
That's right.
And when you need a fire father, the Male Okijam.
Nyancho Samana. A police will be ala.
No,
Buso is not the baddest manager. You are the baddest manager of all time. So, like one artist, Mialan Kafako, he's one of the best artists that this country ever had. But now that his career is kind of it's in limbo at some point because we heard that he's supposed to perform in Europe, but then this visa.
Some said it's in a live support.
Exactly, and all that, you know. So basically, I mean, as a supreme leader in the industry, Muyamar Mindila Antula manager na Babulu.
Thank you very much.
They are very close to him because even ST. I just biraka wul nani mo jamal na no nyula ba along the line do kajara do pick up tajana do baraje modol na na mi yalan ka fuko ni londol na because sometimes do ko nyinga professional ni nyinga dan loyalty and all that so take us through that briefly
how is very important antula issue mo ya remember after the launch event na discussion on sort of jan ko antu needs a functional management na for jan ko there are two types of management passive, right, and functional management. Now, passive or nominal management is where the manager is just there by name. mandingol kamen fo kido juto samato abijase kuma atijase kuma so niyo management sifa so yo manager sifa so mi alon man fello ngata akete artist badi afa akete ngbesela ten abe ko yalla ikane fan surround with a circle mi alon ko ite keno la fenti jam fonse to nyala fo nyoy antu mbela asset long ala nyato tawole diarante Djobz yalon ne nala relationship ngamit nemen ani adoyata nyaaw ya marol men ngedi yala nga support sol men kele membi je wala nyidiko Antu needs a functional management. Ngajele debate member online biriye any visa issue nata. In fact, somebody send this me the screenshot. I can show you. Antu needs Djobz. A lot of people came to say quite Djobz will see file need. You can see all these comments men keta odlato. That is telling you ko Gambian old dol mang nyama kalamu tatale. Yalone artist jumale man tatakan kwa ni jumale bitakan ku. This guy is super talented. But ngamune for yungo. There is what we call music business and that's what we call music. Antu is doing music, he's super talented, but he's not doing music business. Because he lacks a functional management or a functional manager. Problem all. For example, you have visa application all that. You have documentation na biji.
Yeah,
the female artist that I manage, who went to Keso and said, when I meet her press book, in fact, it was her first time to know ko artist only press book need like a submission. Yeah, later interview jibe.
Yeah.
So, how about Nata Malon Nunko? Artist or press kid need or press book. So it's very obvious ko Italian knowledge management yato. Ila no, wala na press book or the artist way because press book or press kid is a requirement at the embassy.
Yeah.
Nila fakalo jumalo artist what? Work plan is a requirement. The type of visa ite be sulari men because visa la category Seattle. Nima management also remember ko ye paperwork understand. Ni tata ibe reject lale. Ibe bala visa lale. Facts. Facts because B if you are not a structured artist, they will not give you visa. But then for you to show them you are a structured artist, there are documents you need to show. It is your management that needs to prepare that. So that they can outsource a consultant. I remember working, making the press book of a prominent comedian group in the Gambia and so many other artists. Melanco young consult as a music business consultant, and I made their press books for them. They pay me, so I offer those services to artists.
Wow.
Yes, if you need a press book, work plan, and all other documentation, traveling documentation, I can give you that service.
Wow.
In the event there is deficiency in your management, you need to outsource consultants to help your management. Wala ni album project wala alkanji jembe saferol kelambe flyers share I can consult le enjo purunga do ko keme alon ko abe hiring.
Wow.
Bro, atambita wala la purunga nyonene.
Atambita wala and considering Antula status, another Antu did one of the biggest or
so and then one of the he definitely needs to put himself together, bro. Ku jama balle keta ya jela jam booking isul be fola jana, booking starter jana man perform. There are so many controversies, surrounding Antu.
Good.
So hakil to olam, I wish him all the best and I feel kombela nyan to olam pro.
Bibi ni Antu ya approach priya manager, would you be able to take that?
If he will be able to pull a lot of money.
So ni after the Djobz manager be wajal lejo.
No to fala jande. But yang called rain in na PA kacha kati jaju south to you. The baddest domain called, that's the company, and then Kati will give them the tariffs.
Is Empress no longer working with you? You didn't know?
Well, Nte, I am looking over everybody in this country, be it closer or farther. Momo bijan na dindingolo, momo bijan nyabi kanne. Adi abetama le silo la fana. Yoba do fana katere kotole ni tata fonyate ya feel ko ilafta kudol kala fana be bulala le yo kudo ke. O fana mo nemo leti yiriwalo. Baddest domain da mantra auto anymore. But I wish her all the best abe dawda and all others mela lon ko jarta jele menta bitan teman ni atamitan ni tem.
Nyendo itla bula fatle resign willingly and all that.
No, basically ntema bula abe busy in kudo lela, which is very very nice, and then that's understandable kwa project do le soto, and then ngami dan defana nyanta menkela pour kala career guide aya from position no along jumala atetinga okele. And then like I told you the last time, yelling Djobz will be jela period long. I am offering short-term management courses in the sector. You've seen when the ITC consulted us under the European Union, the project. We had a training with NCSC. I was part of the lecturers, and then I gave 2 modules, Yalang of and career guidance, and efficient artist management. So mbeo skavis all dikan. Nita na de konyo kola fakatare koto for 1 month. Imi na koto for 1 month. Nyate karan labenenge karan de waleta. So was that the case between you and Empress? Yeah, obviously, I would say that's the case. There is nothing else.
Wow.
Yeah, there is no.
Well, I can't hype no back the Empress. Lately, so people will ask me keta for cool keta bang all that.
Yeah, okay, monkey, fendi monkey.
Okay. Come here for Janko ko comment section, people are asking a lot for Djobz kala money and all that. But Jama ko Djobz hani adi sol kala bang. I mean, so how would that actually reaction to that?
Yeah, ngam for all the time see that and be all for it. One thing about me, I consider, every aspect of my efforts. Anything nimba delay. You know what I'm saying? That's the fact. Then nibe do ko nimba alandi la sato la gamen ite be fanjela jele ndengam fanjiji bara te kala nyinde ko ite nafa ndekana nafa. Yeah, mantra gamd and I will never take that for anybody. Ninga do
experience if on ko jadi
ate banna bi ninta nga trillion word detail. Ita ko be 100 word deal antara nda sonna bi ninte nga sabu ite 5 million soto ita konte 1.5 million soto out of that 5 million nda sonna atakela so ndaka wasato le bi ndaka jopole to ko anu mbenyim fole jam bi coming ngamen for some couple of administrators and managers and promoters in the sector wala ñinde ko time ba jot na nak ku nekk nak nga evaluate sa bopa no I'm telling you I'm telling you because we are all aging. There is this presenter right or whatever anchor who have been anchoring the events of artists for 10 years or more as opposed to the artists ite membe content di kala ite membe mala manager ti ibabala sawa sang wakata even o venue baltola je fandi tep ay million soto bari ite muna soto ila kordale la bunjaw le mello ila moto le membe bulu ite be struggle kan hani sang so nga feel ko nyantale nga nyola chofel soto mo ni ite moments ite ni moment an ko do ko ne nabe do ko no fo sanji jama aketa nyawnya sanji kilinya to solo melo ko ba okay batu bi nta fana nga nyin teranga di nga moto sa nga di na wala nga nyin kuba ke ni
at least
ata fana ya fano like wali seka dit for biri wali seka grant ya fandi wo sangon nga me fa wali otolong abala prime start kan he bought a vehicle and compound for the entire Randan for monkey.
Wow. He did.
Yeah, banta so long, bro. It has to be on symbiotic basis. Bro, what is good for the goose is also good for the gander.
Absolutely.
That's the fact of the matter. That's my philosophy. Ndebe wonto sign. Ndefo da pona wala ngam fang evaluate lembe tek. Ndemo kilina flyer shiala atra mang interest strategy. Iben ko la hello Djobz nam lafta nga nyin do ko le kede. What can you do? Lafta ke hire as a communication strategist ahead of the event. Yenjo nga do ko. Laftalena as a consultant that will lobby funds do ko nyinko project ko nyinko ngake laftalena as project manager of my concert or album project ngana ngake yenjo yeta ngata o ka fako pro bono
but if you do pro bono service and all that because pro bono ke estining do nyolele
no there is no way anybody that I promote your event after the event envelope bale entraya and interanga all on fact
so inigo contract for
it's some we put it on paper some we is on broaderly issues but we wrote like kana after that abuka ke kafako even me bambe call le buka call ta wale ke body mall like many of them are doing
or
even service 1005 dinner or 2000 and so like many others are taking from them. So coming from just like why do you think GRA brought the value added tax
kumada
abanda so hold on haraba di ufane osoto ha
ngatemenya
so akuma atele pano ngolo nyofe sai mbe wolto
wala bari
aga na mani ka account fending ne ka jale kan odia
fana migel mani boro kenso buga lono
abanta
kumara bakale I mean lafta ka diam awa gambia ko do man jani me soñing rapabla right time wa do banda because nga fana right now ala career bita kan dimension min ta kan definitely music dungel man se wa kola all the music enthusiasts and well wishers of her don't like it because Ibuka our Gambia more than seen her doing stuff and Awa is one of the finest singers, female finest singers in the country and all that. But then so our career ning isi mo ne fono mo le ofana mo be switch wala.
That's right. Ngame photo nya keso rek be the same thing ne fola jang. Ko ndol momo mo asset for this country especially in the creative sector. We wish you all the best. Me la fela exponential career growth sort. Obviously our ngaji janne ani Ali Wali the Penchami event akata je nyameng ndo fala nyoy jang anim fanang after Ali Wali career kata nyameng ndo fala nyoy karanta ba men bije don dek ntol kawle fom ngawle fom molié
yeah
wo mol artiste be wolle kon ya jele ini moment na tabe diari albe do ko wala inyante hakiltu la baake mol me alon ko be talal jenjang wala ibe diamule because bi modu ba jele ko ite you have a structured management modu ta fenke no lede but your structured management sort of that proactive manager modu te la fila pour itani way tara together isaje la career kana jamfa because to babol kamen follow salutation is not love b ite modo soto bala waya sabe position do soto do bi je man la fi way tara bala pour itara opposition to sabe a tayla le pour ay tral jenje wala problème mo dundal tema way bo tala ko ko ni saje la career de wow isaje inanta tala dem ite futala je woto hakil to lam artisol be wala ne hani Molze'S ninda bayama la wala saynom nak ananta hakilo genatula anim melbe do ko wala nkana police tamoy ani tema just like na police tamoy dol tema ni la mani menol ni la friends all tema nyame after la event
nyetane nyanjola police station
well so be it and all other cases coming Molze'S will be nyante guide la waleto nyanta talle bala waleto ni ma koy because dindingol non pour ye hakiltu ko to melan ko ni
karango past experience wal ni ko tan
exactly because be manager do sotla abadate says to his manager Molze'S Abdullahi ayakata bake lawla chat ite man tebe duwala nak ila relationship o me ndak mbetal la jele baba ke nak pour Molze'S ka assist pour ke ba dol bulata problem mo men ko na kana bula kon ba assist la bake because he's a great asset mashallah
njikata ka
so wala mu quote awala isube wol to see a star nga safer jamale kala ko wala ngo bi see is one person men se TT wol ani Vivian Ndour wol
compete
men se compete in Senegal awa Gambia mbe Dakar le bring ala album full album be play kam moto kono ngamira drive o fenko le soto flash drive para be play kan radio to
wow
no I swear to God no video le fang to send it to Ali Wali at the time to show him how impressed I was bring on moy see is one person member sablanu Gambian the first Gambian artist be Caesar's Fandela in Dakar awa
yeah
as okay no le
yeah absolutely
as a grand theater fund in Dakar awa Gambia as okay no le so ngawole je wala na ala former manager Ali Wali ndo malo me alonko awa degi ala ay yakanna ala mentolonti nala relationship is so tight nkarta de babake ka make so ani awa ye karanyo bala ila relationship is tight because ngajele how Ali was so much proactive anu ngani photo nya ke so lonko to nya lon karam betata management kono bari person fanang it helps Ali Wali person ne soto Mohamed meaning kale na relationship I know of quite person soto le for the job but he is well connected that is very important so modo ala keke polymaitile hani atara fa iman karango doke so I feel ko itata bakele e menkete tema mandiane bari fanang Gambian also stop nonne ha Gambian ol menketa alini awatema isa stop nonne menketa antuning sparky gantema isa stop nole menketa mo jamal la wali yoti jang isa stop nole hani menketa mam jaraning attack tema Gambian also stop nole yeah just like how Djobz stood up ngamo jamal le temo fojang pour na together nto dol fale te alna kada men foy
I know
yeah
ye kitabu ni de no to model nyen fatu jobare
alkana bo nyobala because memu modo be bondila ila keba bala ibita struggle lale in the long run
absolutely
yeah and ngo fanam fale nko how I wish if jobate ni kitabe taranyo kan bi they would have been the one storing the entire Europe and anywhere te ngawle diamoni tema pour na together left to me ata fan so YouTube channel so hani bi ani kitable betal la nyoka yeah
pero fana mo yuri walde bukato fuku
it's very nice but ngam info yalam
yuri nin kula mi yalan ka fa at least
ngam info yuri wa jam fanyolo ma problem no because ninda ko ken nin karibe cool na bari mo yaje ko comme imantala cool kono yalam hani sayal man cool absolutely
yeah
ha feed ben time di fi jede bi dafa important
so kumara bagal time on ying fela amang abandala
2 hours la fa bediata
but at least ngayen flag gangster no at la favorite artist solo mati no fela songol bonde but songol
your favorite artist
yung flag gangster
okay nice
dinema flag gangster la favorite artist but I songol bonde do roso ni ku ko ton mo kamfata alum yalan ka fa ko album music industry nying kono Aleo Salon you receive nya, do you see it as a very explicit song or Aleo ko business wala nya wala he could have actually done better to at least work on the lyrics a little bit because model bije alpha le kala moy lan all men Djobz sakun na miroti
mo hani ka fa nyimen ko ala favorite artist solo I am pretty much so isa yam fuma dia momandi ata sila na ala alpha pour ko ta ko lamay in the midst of yalo na rek ala parents wala kala okay b ndeka si na bunkono le ni Lady Djobz momi be jana on landing tima we are listening to tosip yeah tosip tosip double song we are listening to Antu song we are listening to ST song kodo be kodo, you know, we are listening to Nyancho's song because amao word soul soto mensa sabu ngaf astafula nyimfa nin digol be siri astafula ni album for nin tambi haram ndawol fola because they are clean songs. In the 80s when Michael Jackson released Smooth Criminal, the video was out. The American film critics and industry expert came all out rebelliously against Michael Jackson. How could he produce such a video where he was seen firing guns when children are watching that? Exactly. When I saw America GB, they have what they call censored and uncensored version. Last time you look at in the club. The censored version ikawala GB UK. Look, even video from visuals ka different totally.
Yeah.
Nitara Saudi Arabia ika censored version in the club. And intol kamel lamoy American version is different. They have the explicit version.
Wow.
Wala the Sultan of Brunei. In 1995, Michael Jackson invite Pride to perform at a bad day. I mean, for Michael Jackson, you cannot come here and hold your crutches. Never perform.
Wow.
Yeah, because boy, is against their moral beliefs and all that. Yeah. You know, because that is immoral.
Yes.
That Islamic Emirates law. It's in a jangela crutches mutanika perform. In 1988, when Michael Jackson was performing at Wembley in UK, the late Princess Diana was there. Right? And her husband. Bring Princess Diana and Michael Jackson konton kata after Michael la adiamta Michael ya tuloko daka ko, are you going to perform Dirty Diana? Obe Michael la album ole kone kame for bad, but Dirty Diana Michael Jackson ya bondi in the 80s groupies only groupies long juma wolto musol men kato bullaring artists all noma be famous people noma, you know, they stoop solo nika everything be ko come cheap host.
Wow.
Michael Dirty Diana la wala but yalo muna na itako nyimbonda la listo kono because Princess Diana, her name is Princess Diana.
Wow.
So Dirty Diana, even though the track didn't talk about Princess Diana, I feel like it was very awkward prior track when he performed.
Yeah,
in front of the royal family. Because he brutally, you know, or rebelliously went against the groupies in America. Michael Kato performed because Alpha Lebe Siri, royal family Lebe Sila at Wembley, I opened the listo conal.
Wow.
So in B, ndol kanyen song si falje modol ka fe ko ha falbe ka katel wala moy bari kanyina ko wala ado ni Gambia ado man kili.
Yeah.
Right, ikanyina ko bi ndol nga dindi wala so milana ko they are growing nga feel ko bi inyanta grow by a virtue of clean music because bi ndol wotu mon ka jaliba ku yata kili school community center katanga jibe. Then we were in primary school, we are seeing schools engaging ST and other artists to come and perform for them. So it is a responsible school administrator being artists civil invite to their platform for them to talk about things that are the cultural aspects. I have nothing against these people. And all that. I have nothing against anybody. Me and Uncle, you are all about the immoral vibe ila life long. But I feel comme being a responsibility as people in this country to look into certain sensitive issues. This is why
even the police,
that's why the police had to come in at one time, you know, to be calling him and then, you know, to address the issue because I feel like you go to the Department of Police, for among special units for children's welfare.
Of course, absolutely.
It's because they want to make sure children are in good order or safe.
Yeah.
So the men for and denkilol men lala pour dindewolu hakil tuolam and improve publico because me Gambia tonya be mukile ni aje kon wi waya be sere molbe diamol kala like you said the track that you mentioned because I don't tell the locals, the pathos and the ethos of communication ngawala because the platform to fa relevant di mola but ya nati nyamen ka address wala nyama tan mammo tofo because communication is very crucial. But I will not subscribe to any channel that is about immoral issues, and I will not be in the cohort of any artist, right, that has a toxic philosophy, right? Somebody who has no flyer for the children that are growing, somebody who has no regard for the populace.
Well, but a lot of folks also has it that sometimes in this industry you got to be toxic for you to be loved. People don't listen to.
Yeah, but what is your mission? What should be your mission as a thespian? You have to tell me that. Is it that you want to be popular? Perhaps. Right? To the detriment of a clean society? It's a good question. Mamina be itanyantala music for the popularity. Itanyantala music be to impact lives, bro. Itanyantala music be to initiate foundations that will impact the lives of children and women, just like ST is doing. ite nyanda tala music ko no bi kata tree planting la to mitigate climate change and stuffs ite nyanda tala wala bi ite nyanda tala music ko no ka foundation o soto ni membe university student la to some field jola pour saman se sunkutunde wol kamande so melana ko ibe la karangol bannala comme ST be menkeka ite nyanda tala music ko no wala
wow
ite nyanda tala music ko no nyina ko bi ile wo denkilo ay mo jamana life falling ke tomondi ke tilindi silakan ke kulundi ke kalamutande ko la melewe toñare just like ST is doing
wow
wolon
toñade tamo en bandala felem bari na sister kendo tanga chama ngaja ning ha signal la date class tan ngeje fanam finte diamu do fan nañu
nata je gal ko ne c'est arrêté ay ko ne c'est arrêté
okay
ha yalo te ni mol ma akademi bakele ne safero ko mobile ka
bari yo bala safari ni wala
la ka safari
so I mean ide wo ko yayi nyaade
ndemo hi fosi activist lete tanga chama ben na sakulo le kono obviously
would that be the reason why you take side or you side with her?
No, it's a good reason in fact for me to take side with her. I'm not also going against the busy signal organizers. Ni music business leti promoter be kodi nyino lela ni artist men nati ye paja wara jo pray o artist o in promote aba kala because ata fanan kabalu waleto ni mystic jo abe foreign artist o promote kabalu wal yo bari the scale of preferences long in economics ninda nga feel ko okay ndede hani enjo ma make sure ngani female artist support o hani atenjo ko dingo la nyilenjo ko di bala mbate tale bawo Gambian no female artist la ninta mo mind soto wallahu hali salamun kay nin do fana falham nin do fana yaje ko mbar ngo busy signal ta bawo envoy babe wolto babul barintel be ma folo la nyinde ko al ngan artist musul sementi ya ngi fasa ngi makoy bari fana mo be business wala la ita fono la mo e kana ni artist karinati ita be men support la do o support ndey coming mbaka la nyamen tanga chama be na sakulo le kono ni nga push nyanda push la le so I don't think
but don't you think that show would actually jeopardize her show because at the same date I mean Busy of course is a prominent artist internationally recognized and all that we know when these Jamaicans come here like a crowd men pool and all that and clash with the female artists on a normal day artists do from big when they go to big event venues they barely fill up this event. We've seen what happened with Sophia Bass you know we've seen our Gambia brother QCD all the time you know so having to have Busy Signal same day with Tanga Chama that would be probably a big blow for her, don't you think?
Exactly, because such an event preoccupying Tanga Chama's event is something that is unfortunate, honestly. Asa affect no asa affect balia nole abari ngami da fana Gambia no be finde dong isa ja sa affect balia bawo ka même falon dong wande durang anita fanga durang tumando yela durang ta wala fisiata bari fana ko min quand même fo kumo mandia men fana yo organize nte da to njawayano la nte kata fino la fana bawo business mo business olti yo bari ndanga feel ko be finti ngamuso ma ko memo female artist oti Tanga Chama wo fana nyanta kelale anyanta be male fana nga okay yo ndebe lori ndame wala nyinti ko as a he-for-see activist nimusol ila tarakumo and ila nyato soto aro kono wala ento londi because niade nga he-for-see music movement londi wala kam pour que artist musol fasa isaje tol fana sake dominions in this sector instead of being minions so that is something important and I'm pretty much so that is obvious that I've been echoing similar sentiments with Tanga Chama.
Absolutely.
You know, on this regard. So I wish her all the best. Not baby long. Inshallah. Honestly.
Okay, Abaraka Bake, that was Djobz. Kakon have a self-claim, baddest manager, but in any way, the baddest manager of all time. Busho is no longer the baddest manager.
You know, Michael Jackson nakuo yo lande karala. Sign. Coming up with
okay. Basi wala. So ka fale drong time mo ñu la bi bari janne mi dal
program dantal bembu la ko iminaka ni weekend on nak cutting weekend
you gotta pay for this ñu
pa Ousmane ay ben so la ñen na ni temo metal manke beat kabrin Gam Talents TV be karaba adayu GBP office ko man nderi be ñobul asiata sanje tanti ñim Friday cutting club ala weekend olong mbe salsa night sotolak sibito the grand opening Vivian Durmina ndatelo mina mbe senna nyola nga ko sensa nyola cotton club ye feteng dimaso the Gambians icon right Gambia showcase event long the icons of the Gambia every Sunday at cotton club mbe artist killing deal ala nyin Sunday men kana nak ST is headlining and all other Gambian thespians will be performed laje. So ngobe ngawota ngalon ko cotton club ba nati kan kote kabe garawal de fajaralonde. Ha. So Ali Bambang ayalla gala ticket ol sang 5,000 wolong individual ticket. Today 8,000 gold table, 100,000 diamond. Yalo nak watu sita nak benga klasi, watu sita nak pura hada madi ul class soto. Ning eventual me alon ko bojo eventual nga bolto. Nga budu bada nga budi. Alta eventual to mena ko eventual me class soto mana soto. I see ale tenku ale live bano jibe. If you look at Cotton Club, the way we structure it, more live band is the first club ever in this country where live band ya phantom portion to the phantom place.
Wow.
Need to take a portion you see the boom lights.
Some of them babal.
Cotton Club band the loading of the structuring. Yanil to be hasalo like Fajara, Salsa night minyanta sotola. It's a family for one taramero, a real one tar.
Mashallah.
At is in a Friday, Saturday Alena, Ning Vivian Janjung and in Dr. Lo, Sunday Ale Fintinang, Ning STA Janjung, Jizul Wall, and Ning Artist Tomalo Bay. Mota momenti ka wale fasa Fajara saying entertainment on a decentralized lady. Ning Momo Mana Fajara Cotton Club Imanta Dulato. Hadamadi a class soto.
But
Cotton Club ala standards ala settings as a garata back.
I mean age restriction probably 18 plus or because sa ngaya sa Gambia fo dinu mo fo ndeslam ko dano night club because ntara je ni singu ka benje so fo be ka
mo yajele Hatib Jane be koku kono it comes with responsibility and reputation ni NVGB ye NVPVGB ye propaganda GB yeji nan Cotton Club kono mo abulay fili ni dunta woto ite famo ni dunta je famo yalon ko iman ame subdron e ka fintele
comme kay ko mo man standard ni ma
no mo buka fo ya benyamin
okay
ha tara business ol benyamin ni club ol benyamin la jillahi lalla na man ketala maso to fay buka kata jela
abaraka ba amin Djobz time mo fela banda fe man fere na jiber lal mi yalan ka fo ko benjamin
la camera ledi ka fo ke nya busi
ha bari do ko la nyinen ka ngana sum yala bela e signé barka ala tendo ka jero ke fanan tendo ba ke nat nan ka kafu majang kacata amin jiber lal ka fo fanan ko wala baraka ba ke fon inshallah Djobz nak ala baris domain soon it will actually be coming here soon very soon of course so stay tuned mundi yalan ka fo Djobz last one to la baris domain is coming up akabi fara wo
Queen's English is coming on Queen's English
so wala to ya ala bali malo game ya mo yalon